Hello, and welcome to a brand new episode of IT Helpdesk Podcast, the podcast for women who are ready to break into tech, pivot their careers, or simply explore what IT has to offer. I'm your host, Vanessa, and I will guide you on this journey. In today's episode, we will talk about the reasons why IT Helpdesk is the best way into tech. In my first episode, I explained that IT Helpdesk role is your door to the IT world. If, for example, you're a fresh graduate or you're a mom returning to the workforce or you're transitioning from your current role and thinking of restarting a career within the tech industry. Now, ladies, my number one reason why you should apply in an IT help desk role is for skills and self development. And I'm talking not just about technical skills, but non technical skills as well. Now, a lot of you are probably thinking, well, you need to know IT systems before you get into that role or get hired in that position, which is true. And I will tackle this in another episode. But what I'm getting at is that even if you only have a little bit of experience in the technical side of things, you will still have a good chance to get into this role and succeed. This role requires not just technical knowledge. In fact, to be honest, it's barely enough that you have technical knowledge. You have to have a good balance of technical skills and what we call the soft skills. So if you're currently thinking of applying for an IT help desk role, I recommend you evaluate yourself first. If you know yourself as someone who's helpful, or if people around you see you as a person who's always patient, or you're compassionate to others, or your personality is that you're always calm and collected, these are your soft skills, and these are so important in this type of role. When you already possess these skills, you will develop it even more when you get into the role. One of the main soft skills that you may already have is good communication skills, for example, and especially verbal communication skills. Help desk roles, whether it's in IT or other industries, are mostly telephone based. So your voice is your power. And like I said, if you're eloquent enough to speak your thoughts in a clear way, then you already have one of the essential requirements of the role. And as you speak with different people with from different walks of life, with different educational background and culture, this will further enhance your skills because as a help desk person, you're not just solving technical issues. You could also be diffusing a heated conversation, for example, or you're calming an angry person on the other line, or you're communicating potentially complex solutions in simple terms to users with different levels of technical knowledge. So as you assess your own skills, you have to be realistic about it. You don't just say, I'm good, or I already know what to do, or I'm the best. You can try and listen to the way you speak, for example. You've got your smartphones. All smartphones now have video cameras or voice memos. You can record yourself and listen to how you talk. Even if you're already in this IT help desk role and you just simply want to develop yourself more, you can record yourself and listen to your own style of communication. This will give you a better understanding of how you are as a communicator. Now, when it comes to technical skills development, the IT help desk role will expose you into varying systems within the organization. One of the common ones would be your Office applications, or what we call now the Microsoft 365 applications. These are your Outlook, Word, Excel, PowerPoint, Visio, projects, and other Microsoft applications. Now, if you happen to join an IT team within a healthcare industry like me, then you'll also get exposed to clinical systems. Or, for example, if you join an IT team in education, you'll get exposed to education software solutions or childcare management software. Which leads me to my next point. Another reason why IT help desk is one of the best ways to get into tech is because of career advancement opportunities. I am a classic example of this, and so are the many people I work with in the last 16 years here in Melbourne. When I started in September 2017, and by the way, in our company, we are called IT Service Desk. So I started as an IT Service Desk agent in 2017. There were only two of us in that team at the time. I was working with a guy who had so much knowledge in network planning and design, and I believe he worked as a network instructor back in Bangladesh. And so he had so many network certifications under his belt. But after 4 or 5 months of working as an IT service desk agent, a vacancy came up within the networks team. And so guess who applied and got appointed to the role? So it was my colleague who, within that few months of working as an IT service desk, he got to know the customers, the processes, the ground setup, the people, and the operations, and other information that were crucial for him to know when he moved to the networks team. And so then I stayed in that role, and then around after 11 months, my team leader had to manage another help desk team. And so his role became available, and I was asked if I would be interested to take on the role temporarily for 3 months. But long story short, that 3 months is now 7 years, and I'm now counting my long service leave in that same role. And the story of these career advancements did not stop here. One of our previous service desk agents also has now become a deputy team lead. So from being a frontliner to a leadership role. So that's also a very significant career advancement for him. There were also other people who moved from a help desk role to a desktop support role to an application support role, other leadership roles within and outside the company. But obviously, you have to support these job opportunities with your hard work and dedication in that entry level position. Otherwise, if you sabotage your performance in that initial role, then you won't go that far. But that being said, me and my other colleagues are living proof that the IT help desk role can pave the way for your future career. The third reason I have is because IT help desk role is high demand and gives you job security. So no matter which industry it is, it could be healthcare, it could be finance or education, retail or manufacturing. Every modern business relies on computers, networks, and software. So when something goes wrong, they need someone to fix it fast, and that usually is the help desk. If you recall, during and post-COVID, there were more and more employees working from home or in a hybrid environments, and there's even a greater need for IT support to assist the workforce. There's also more businesses issuing company-owned hardwares like laptops, smartphones, tablets, and specialized software to employees. So there's a constant stream of technical issues that need solving. I'll give you an example. At the moment, the common ones we get are, for example, remote connectivity. So for the likes of connection to your VPN, we've got video conferencing issues. So that's your Teams, your Zoom, and then access problems. So those are your password resets and login issues. So IT help desk teams are essential to keeping distributed workforces productive wherever they are and whatever time of the day they work. And also, when I say high demand, I'm not just talking about here in Melbourne or in Australia, but in other parts of the world too, wherever you may be. We have Australian companies with IT help desk based in Asian countries, for example. So I'm sure wherever you are, there will be opportunities everywhere to kick off your career in IT. The last reason I've got, and this I truly believe because I'm experiencing this right now, is having flexibility and work-life balance. Why is that? Because many IT help desk roles today offer remote or hybrid work setups. Since most troubleshooting and support can be done through screen sharing, we've got a lot of remote desktop tools available right now in the market and communication apps like Slack or Teams or Zoom, so you're not tied to a specific location. So, for example, if you're a parent or you're a mom or you're a carer of a family member and you need to stay close to home, or you don't have a car yet, let's say you just started and you want to avoid long commutes, or you potentially may be living far away from the city area and public transport is simply not available to you, or it could be not as reliable as they should be, like for example train cancellations and all that. So a flexi role like this will be suitable for you. And not only that, it could also be that you're someone who's craving a better home and work rhythm. Then you should really take this role into consideration. So it also could be that you're in a different life situation right now. So for example, there are people who want the standard 9 to 5 schedule. So there are also IT help desk, especially in companies with internal IT teams. Usually this structure makes it easier to plan your day or manage other responsibilities, or even go back to school if you want. It's also suitable for those who prefer, for example, late nights or early mornings, Some companies offer 24/7 support and allow you to choose the shift that fits your life. There are other companies, in terms of employment types, they also offer part-time or contract roles. So these employment types suit those of you who are students. It can suit those of you who are career changers, for example, or if you're just someone who's testing the waters in tech at the moment. So, to cap off this episode, remember the reasons why IT Help Desk is one of the best ways to start your career in tech. First one, like I said, is for your skills and personal development. Second is for your career advancement opportunities. Third is because it's high demand and gives you job security. And last but definitely not the least is for flexibility and work-life balance. Thank you all for listening. Like I always say, you can do this and you don't have to do this alone. If you have questions or need guidance, leave them in the comment section or send them to ithelpdeskpodcast@gmail.com. If any of today's topic resonates with you, please don't forget to follow or subscribe, and I'll talk to you next time.